Just pick the teams you think will score the highest and lowest in 4 categories for a chance to win $1 million. Here to make their weekly picks are Phil and Boomer.
Okay, I'll take the passing yards for the high. I like the Bengals as Joe Burrow is coming off a 400-yard passing game against the Ravens. And for the low, I'm taking the Jets backup quarterback Mike White, who could have a long day against the relentless Cincy defense.
Good picks, Phil. I'm going to focus on total score. And for the high, give me the Bills. They've scored 40 points in each of their last 2 home games. And for the low, I'm going to go with the Dolphins in the same game. They struggle in Buffalo. They've lost 8 of their last 9 games in Buffalo.
It's not too late. Make your picks for a shot at our $1 million grand prize. You've still got about 15 minutes to enter. Just go to FanDuel.com/high-low.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Some of the legendary players and coaches in this rivalry, the 112th regular season meeting between the Bills and Dolphins. Overcast day here in Orchard Park, New York. Temperature 53 degrees. We had a little rain earlier this morning. As we mentioned, Buffalo has won 6 in a row in this series. They've never defeated the Dolphins 7 times in a row. Miami won the toss, and they have elected to defer. So Buffalo will get the football to begin this game. Isaiah McKenzie back deep to receive the kickoff from Jason Sanders. A juiced up Halloween crowd, and we're underway week 8 of the NFL on CBS. McKenzie from his own 2-yard line. McKenzie across the 20 and tackled at the 22. And out comes Josh Allen, 6-1 in his career against Miami. And since the start of last year, he has 9 touchdowns against the Dolphins. His 50th career start. He has a 32-17 record in the regular season. Devin Singletary gets the start at running back, and he goes in motion on 1st and 10. Allen locates Singletary, and Singletary gets a yard on the play. Now, a number of changes up front for the Buffalo offensive line. As Sherry reported, right tackle Spencer Brown is out, so they've moved Dyrol Williams over to right tackle, where he started every game last year. John Feliciano moves from left guard to right guard, and Ike Butker gets the start at left guard today.
I think the biggest jump will be Feliciano from left guard to right guard. Just everything is opposite.
On 2nd down, it's Singletary lowering his shoulder and crossing the 25. Javon Holland on the tackle for the Miami defense, which is missing its leading tackler today. Jerome Baker was questionable with a knee injury. He is not able to go, so we'll see Duke Riley and Sam Aguavin trying to hold down that spot for Baker. 3rd down and 5 for Buffalo. They have the 2nd best 3rd down conversion rate in the NFL behind the Kansas City Chiefs. Allen on the move. Chase throws incomplete. Diggs was open. It was Javon Holland who was chasing after Josh Allen. So the Bills convert 50% of their 3rd downs this year, but they go 0 for 1 to start the day.
You get to see the start of the play, the crossing routes, a long ways to run for Diggs. But if you looked at that play, Josh Allen could have outrun Holland and gotten the 1st down. I know he thinks Holland is closing on him, but Josh Allen has great speed.
And
I think he should have kept the ball.
Allen will stay on the field. He is also returning punts today. The 2nd-round pick out of Oregon. Good boot by Matt Hawk, the former Dolphin. Holland from his own 18. And he is brought down at the 26-yard line. Andre Smith, one of the first to get down there for Buffalo, along with Jaquan Johnson. A 55-yard punt. Tua Tagovailoa last week throwing a career-high 4 touchdown passes in the loss against the Atlanta Falcons. Miami has lost 6 in a row. 3 of those 6 losses have come on the final play of the game. Gaskin gets the start at running back. First down and 10. And a give to Gaskin. And he gets maybe a yard on the play. Taron Johnson coming across the line to make the tackle. Up front, Miami will start Austin Ryder at center. Greg Mance is active today, but he's going to serve in a backup role. And no Preston Williams for Miami. He is out today because of disciplinary reasons. George Gotze, the co-offensive coordinator, calls the plays for Miami. Mike Gesicki goes in motion on 2nd and 9. Tagovailoa looking to throw. Chased out, hits it, and throws it away. That was Ed Oliver who was applying the pressure on Tua.
If I'm Shawn McDermott, I'm checking with my coaches upstairs. I want to know if Tua's shin is on the ground before he gets rid of that ball. That was awfully close with his right leg to being down before that ball came out of his. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, very close.
That's very close. I think the challenge flag should come out. Maybe he's got enough confidence in his defense on 3rd and 10.
I think Sean McDermott was hoping that the sky judge would take a look. They don't. It's 3rd down. Tua taking a shot down the sideline. Devontae Parker goes up to make the catch. A 21-yard pickup. Parker has missed the last 3 games with shoulder and hamstring injuries.
I love the 2 outside receivers. You've got Jalen Waddle, who's small and quick, and you've got Devontae Parker, who's big and strong and using that strength and that height and that length to go over Levi Wallace on that reception.
So Sean McDermott does not throw the challenge flag, and Miami converts on 3rd down. Gaskin up the middle, has some room inside the 45, and then Jordan Poyer makes the tackle after a gain of 7. Buffalo defense, keep an eye on number 50, Greg Rousseau, Coconut Creek, Florida native, who had 2 sacks in the Week 2 win down in Miami. Bills inactives up front today include F.A. Obata, Boogie Basham, and Justin Zimmer. They are all out today. 2nd and 3. Tua, quick pass, nearly intercepted. Levi Wallace leaped up in the air. A miscommunication between Tua and Parker.
Andrew, you mentioned about those 3 defensive linemen who are out, and this is a defensive line that loves to substitute. I talked to Star Lutulele before the game, and he said it's great that I only have to play about 35 plays a game because I know I can go out there and give an intense effort. And I think that's what is really special about this defense is the intensity with which the Buffalo Bills play.
3rd down and 3. Here they come. Flags are down. Tua gets rid of it. It's caught by Waddle. And he's got the 1st down as we sort out what the penalty marker will be. Our referee today is Shawn Smith.
Offside. Defense number 49. That penalties decline. Result of the play is a 1st down.
Trying to kind of time up that snap to figure out if Tua's going to have it snapped on 1, 2. You thought the crowd noise would really inhibit the quarterback from being able to be loud enough where his offensive line could hear it, but those voice inflections got the defensive line on the last play, and Sean McDermott does not think that they moved early. He thought that the offensive line moved early.
So 1st down and 10 for Miami. Albert Wilson goes in motion. Gaskin dragged down from behind by Micah Hyde. 4-yard run for Gaskin. Miami had to put running back Malcolm Brown on injured reserve this week. So the 3 backs are Gaskin, Savon Ahmed, and Patrick Laird was called up off the practice squad yesterday.
And if you're Miami, coming from week 2 where you were beaten 35-0, and now you have a chance where you're getting down into that scoring zone, you're going to get a chance to put some points on the board from this field position.
Tua over the middle, dangerous pass is caught through traffic. Devontae Parker gives Miami another first down, a gain of 8.
You know, you're talking about throwing through tight windows. That time, Tua threw a window that was open, closed, then opened back up again. And that shot right to Parker, that's amazing that he could focus on the hands that were going waving in front of him and use his own hands to catch the football.
Tremaine Edmonds nearly got a hand on that one. Instead, it's 1st and 10 from the 23. Gaskin inside the 20. Taron Johnson on the tackle. Now the Buffalo defense has not allowed an opening drive touchdown in 17 consecutive games. That's the longest active streak in the NFL. But Miami about to run its 10th play of the drive. Second and 5. Bills showing pressure. Tua. And that one is incomplete. Intended for Waddle, but Tre'Davious White was stride for stride with the rookie out of Alabama.
Right, Leslie Frazier is not shy about trying to knock you out of field goal position, to knock you out, make it a longer situation for you. He comes with an all-out blitz there, and it's man-to-man coverage. If you had a go route on the outside to Parker, that's where Tua probably would have gone with the ball, but they had some crossing routes and some rub combinations, and the Bills covered those exceptionally well on the last snap.
Miami 2 for 2 on this drive on 3rd down. They have another one here. It's 3rd and 5. Tagovailoa hit as he throws, completes it to Waddle, but well short of a first down. Matt Milano on the tackle. It brings up 4th down, and Brian Flores will send out his kicking unit.
You can see it from behind. Just watch the 4-man pressure, squeeze the pocket, and make it uncomfortable for Tua to continue and read those progressions down the field.
Jason Sanders is 7 out of 10 kicking field goals this season. This one is from 36 yards away. He had one blocked last week against Atlanta. This one is no good. Wow, a rare miss from that distance for Jason Sanders. He's made 60 consecutive extra points, and that wasn't much further than an extra point. Halloween, and Josh Allen has mastered the Phil Mickelson look. The PGA Championship hat, thumbs up, pointing to his calves. That is well done by Josh Allen. He did form a relationship in the offseason with Mickelson. Mickelson actually spoke to the team over the summer, and kudos to Josh Allen for pulling that one off. After the missed field goal, Buffalo takes over at its own 26-yard line. And a handoff to Singletary on 1st down. He runs into his own man. He ran right into his center, Mitch Morse. And then Christian Wilkins was able to make the tackle.
You know, you always think of each game being its own entity and each season being its own entity. But a year ago, this Miami Dolphins defense was a top 10 defense. They slumped down to the bottom, and I just think that their pride was hurt. And so now we're seeing in these first 4 plays of the game, they picked it up a notch from what you'd seen on tape.
4 plays, 4 yards so far for the Bills. On 2nd and 11, a pitch to Singletary, following the block of Williams. And there's Jalen Phillips making the tackle for Miami. This Miami defense, as James just pointed out, is completely different from a year ago. Last year they only allowed 21 points per game. That was 6th best. And now so far this season, 2nd worst. Only Washington has allowed more points per game.
And it becomes a head scratcher, not fitting in the right gap, getting picked in coverage, different small things, and then they amount to the disaster so far.
3rd down and 5 and a flag.
Now the defense leaned forward a little bit. I don't know if Dyrol Dawkins rocked back early.
False start. Offense number 1. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
On Emmanuel Sanders NFL Today update. Here's JB and Nate Burleson.
First for the Jets. That's right. First time scoring any points in the first quarter all season long. Michael Carter to the left. He gets in for the touchdown. The Jets have 7-0 over the Bengals. Andrew, James, and Sherry.
Finally, Jets have scored a point in the first quarter. After the penalty, 3rd down and 10. Allen steps up. He's got a lane to run all day for Josh Allen into Miami territory. And finally brought down at the 40. Nick Needham on the tackle after a 34-yard scamper for Josh Allen.
I don't know if I've ever seen this much green grass or turf for a runner in this stadium before. Not Thurman Thomas, not Don Beebe, not Andre Reed. And what I like is at the tail end, Josh Allen makes a move. He could have slid down and taken a 24-yard gain, but every yard is well earned when you're running the football.
Entered the day 2nd on the team in rush yards. Now play fake. Allen setting up deep. He's got a man down there, but it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended target. And Byron Jones ran back late. 2nd down.
Zone coverage. Both corners had their eyes on the receiver, so they saw the double moves. They weren't biting early. See that move, but the eyes are located where you're looking at the receiver all the way through to the quarterback. So nice job by Byron Jones, but still that throw down the field got over the head of Byron Jones.
Sanders continues to be a deep target for this Buffalo offense. His average yard at the catch is 15 yards down the field. That's the highest in the NFL. Zach Moss on the carry. And he is wrapped up. Brendan Scarlett makes the tackle for the Dolphins. Evan Singletary, the leading rusher for Buffalo, followed by Allen and then Moss, the only team to have 3 players with at least 200 yards rushing.
Looks like man-to-man coverage. You saw that with the little motion right there following the receiver.
High snap, Allen off to the races and gets a yard out of it. Duke Riley, one of the first to get there, but there is a flag down on the play.
You might have had hands to the face by Byron Jones.
There's no foul on the play. Result of the play. 4th down.
Andrew, that one, I know it gets fans. It gets me. The flag is thrown, but there's no foul. So why was the flag thrown?
So
did it just jump out of his pocket?
At first, Sean McDermott kept the offense out there, but now he is bringing out his kicker, Tyler Bass, to attempt a long field goal. This would be from 57. His career long came last year in Arizona. He hit from 58. Bass, 1 out of 2 from beyond 50 this season. Matt Hawk is the holder. Bass's kick on the way, and it is good. Bass from long range, and the Bills are on the board first. Bass from deep, and it's 3-0 Buffalo.
Order the new triple bacon pizza from Papa John's. And by Gap.
We're away from our families today on Halloween, so we wanted to show some pictures of everyone. Great to have our crew here with us, and we miss the trick-or-treaters. 3:48 to go in the opening quarter. Jalen Waddle back deep to receive the kick, and it is a touchback. Well, Thursday, have you heard about the new hit comedy Ghosts? Critics call it frightfully funny, hilariously spooky, and fall's funniest. So prepare to be scared funny with a brand new episode of Ghosts, Thursday, 9/8 Central, here on CBS.
I don't want to give away anything, but the premise of that show is incredible. I just love what they're doing.
So Miami's offense back on the field. First down and 10 with these fans making noise, and a flag comes in.
False start. Offense number 68. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That goes on Robert Hunt. NFL Today update. Here's JB and Nate.
Colts off of a turnover. That's right. Ryan Tannehill throws a pick, and Carson Wentz makes him pay. Who is he looking for? Michael Pittman in the back of the end zone. 7-yard touchdown, second touchdown of the day for Carson Wentz, second for Michael Pittman. The Colts up 14-0.
Back to Andrew Catalog.
All right, JP and Nate, thank you very much. Tua over the middle, caught by Parker. Devontae Parker off to a good start this quarter, and he's a yard shy of a first down.
This RPO normally comes from the opposite side with a right-handed quarterback, but the Dolphins run it the opposite way. And for the Bills defenders, they said they had to get used to that. Tua right on the money once again, right in between two defenders.
Already 3 catches for 45 yards for Devontae Parker. Second down and 1. Gaskin picks up the first down. Tackled from behind by Tremaine Edmonds after a 5-yard gain.
You know, you're seeing a little bit of a pattern. Runs that are headed at the right guard or up where the center is are getting cut back all the way to the left guard and left tackle. So nice job by the running backs having vision. And maybe the Bills defensively are overplaying it a little bit and not staying in their gaps.
Hey, 49.
Buffalo allowed a season high 146 yards rushing last time out against Derrick Henry and the Titans. This time going nowhere is Savon Ahmed. Oliver and Rousseau getting in the backfield. A loss of 3 on the play.
Boy, there's just such a quick recognition of that play as it's going in this direction. That whole defense is running in that direction. You get those zone reads and those stretch plays, and you have to stay on track if you're defense because your gap changes.
This Miami run game has had a rough season. They average just 80 yards per game on the ground. Only the Jets are behind them. Tagovailoa's pass broken up by Taron Johnson. Got a hand on that one intended for Jalen Waddle, and it's 3rd and long.
One of the things that a nickel corner has to do is learn to play your help. And by that, you have a little bit of help on the sideline because there's only so much room to throw the ball. But you also don't want the receiver to cut back inside of you. So Taron Johnson made sure that Waddle was going to the sideline and then accelerated and made it a tight window and knocked that ball away.
This Buffalo defense, 5th best on 3rd downs in the NFL. Tua to Waddle at the 40. Can he get to the chains? No, he cannot. Immediately bottled up. And it's 4th down. There is a flag down back at the line of scrimmage. Miami is indicating it's
Illegal
against
use of the
Buffalo.
hands to the face. Defense number 94. 5-yard. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That goes on Vernon Butler, who has been inactive the last 3 games.
See, Vernon Butler gets that hand up there and doesn't take it off, and that hand can control that head, and obviously when the officiating crew sees that, that flag is going to come out. And you're really trying to aim at the chest plate with those hands, but they slide up, get in that face area, and that's a penalty.
And a costly one at that. It gives Miami a first down. They were well short on the catch. Tua over the middle, wide open is Parker again. Into Buffalo territory for a first down. And James, this Buffalo defense has not been able to locate Devontae Parker in the first quarter.
Well, the little bit of success that the Dolphins have had running the football is making the defensive linebackers step up. And once you step up, you have that gap area. And this time, Tua, with the kind of RPO, more of a play action fake that time, getting that ball right in between the linebackers and the two deep safeties, Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer.
Tua gets it out quickly. We saw it again right there. And motion before the snap.
False start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's on the rookie Liam Eichenberg. Third time this year he's been called for a false start. Since Brian Flores took over, Miami has the third fewest penalty yards in the NFL. That one knocks him back 5. It's 1st and 15. Another quick pass. Isaiah Ford could not hold on. That's because Tre'Davious White came across with a big hit.
Now, Andrew, you know of my little dog Baxter, who weighs all of 5 pounds. When I take Baxter out for a walk, he thinks he's a big dog. And that is the same way with Tre'Davious White. He doesn't realize that he's 5'11", 192 pounds. He thinks he's the big dog on the block. And that hit right there showed what he can do.
Wow. Sound effects today from James Lofton. White had a career-high 8 tackles in week 2 down in Miami. 2nd and 15. Here comes the pressure. Tua in trouble, and down he goes. Mario Addison with the sack for Buffalo. And that could be the final play of the opening quarter. Addison with his 2nd sack of the season. We are through 1 in Orchard Park on Halloween. It's 3-0 Buffalo on CBS. Sherry Burris down on the field, our entire crew. I'm Andrew Catalon. A 57-yard field goal by Tyler Bass, the only scoring thus far. Brian Flores' kicker, Jason Sanders, missed from 36. Levi Wallace imploring the fans to get up. Many in their Halloween costumes.
It's just typical game day attire.
And it's 3rd and 20 for Miami to begin the 2nd quarter. Tua, pressure coming, gets rid of it. Ed Oliver up the middle, applying the heat.
You know, it's pretty rare, Andrew, when you say a guy who weighs 287 pounds is undersized, but that's Ed Oliver, and he makes up for it. You see with that quickness and that just jet speed to get after the quarterback. That's why he was a 1st-round draft pick.
Number 9 overall back in 2019. And out to punt comes Michael Pilardi with McKenzie awaiting the punt at his own 8-yard line. The lefty Pilardi, end-over-end kick. McKenzie from his own 11. McKenzie trying to get to the outside. He is dragged down at the 27-yard line. Early 2nd quarter, 3-0 Bills in front.
Offered by Wendy's new hot and crispy fries. Guaranteed or we'll replace them. And by Discover. Exceptionally common sense.
Back in Buffalo, and it's a homecoming for James Lofton.
Yes.
4 years as a member of the Bills. And what's it like to be back? Someone's got your jersey in front of us.
I know, and they still have it in the original package that it came in. It's great being back to see Steve Tasker, to see Jim Kelly. I sent a text message to Thurman Thomas. Just special.
What's up?
Josh Allen, quick pass caught by Gabriel Davis. And we thought we might see a little bit more of Davis today with Dawson Knox out after having surgery on his hand. Davis with just his 7th catch of the year. Met with Emmanuel Sanders on Friday, and he said when he got here, he saw Gabe Davis running routes, and he said, why'd they bring me in? What about this guy? And Sanders said he told Davis this week that he's going to make a lot of money in this league. He thinks he's a Pro Bowl caliber wide receiver. Allen to Stephon Diggs. And Diggs across the 45-yard line.
That pass was to Stephon Diggs, but it was a byproduct of unselfishness that you get in that wide receiver room. Emmanuel Sanders was throwing the block. They're out in front of that play.
And the Bills using a little tempo here.
Or a little no huddle. Wow.
Alert, 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 alert.
You've seen that before.
Hey, 52.
Where you going?
Gutter, right? Go gutter. Monday. Right 20.
2nd and 2. Cole Beasley, his first catch today. And they're going to spot him just short of a first down. Byron Jones on the tackle. Actually, those two, Jones and Beasley, were teammates in Dallas.
Big third down here, because normally you don't have a fullback on a lot of rosters. You have an extra big back, or you try and use a tight end. The Bills do have a fullback, so the change that a lot of teams don't see defensively.
And Reggie Gilliam is in there at fullback. It's a handoff to Moss, following Gilliam, and he is pushed back. Moss does not get there.
Decision-making time, and I think the decision is made. Pin the Dolphins back. We got the #1 defense in the National Football League, as opposed to making that defense possibly play from midfield. Let them start inside the 10-yard line. And that's kind of an off-tackle run, as opposed to just going straight ahead and maybe even having a running back who could dive over the top and pick up that yardage.
Some frustration for Josh Allen and the fans. They wanted the Bills to go for it on 4th down. Instead, Matt Hawk is out there. Holland back deep. This one comes off the side of Hawk's foot and out of bounds at the 35. Wow. Not a big...
Josh Allen looking a little frustrated, guys, here on the sideline. But Stephon Diggs trying to calm him down. He leaned over, looked at him square in the eye, encouraging him. And Josh this week told us when Steph tries to encourage him, it relaxes him. The ball comes out of his hand better. He said he can see the field better. Steph trying to bump up Josh to do that.
Yeah, they become fast friends. Meanwhile, Matt Hawk, just a 19-yard punt for the Bills. So Miami takes over at the 35, and Gaskin rushes for 2 yards. So the rumors continue to circulate around Deshaun Watson and potentially a trade to the Miami Dolphins. The trade deadline is coming up on Tuesday. And we asked Brian Flores last night, will you be relieved come Wednesday? And he said yes. He's tired of the questions. He's tired of saying Tua is our quarterback. He is looking forward to Wednesday. And he said, I think Tua has played well, and he's done a great job of handling all of the uniqueness of these rumors, as Tremaine Edmonds with a big hit on Savon Ahmed.
You know, you're talking about Tua, and he said, all I can do is prepare for my meetings, the walkthroughs, practices, and really when you think about the 24-hour job that playing quarterback in the National Football League is, you don't have a lot of time elsewhere, because we talked to a lot of quarterbacks who they don't even have full-time cable at their homes.
Tua and Josh Allen, the same exact record through 13 career starts. 3rd down and 6. Sean McDermott was trying to get a timeout. He doesn't get it. Gaskin makes the catch and the first down. Still going. Gaskin inside the 40. Oh, Sean Sean McDermott was sprinting down the sideline and just was unable to get the timeout he so desperately wanted. A 22-yard pickup.
There was just enough indecision from Tremaine Edmonds as to where am I supposed to go? Who am I supposed to cover? He was a step late in coverage, and then he missed the tackle and gave the Dolphins another 10 yards after that missed tackle.
First down and 10. Ahmed tripped up, stays on his feet, and is able to bounce it to the 34-yard line. A gain of 5 for Salvon Ahmed.
You know, if you're a Bills fan and you walked into this stadium saying, well, we beat them 35-0 the first game, so far in this game, with the Bills ahead 3-0, you know, you get that uneasy feeling from this crowd that's in front of us. They're worried about what the Dolphins are doing, and they want their Bills to do more. We saw that frustration played out by Josh Allen on the sideline.
Second down and 5. Ahmed. And his own man drags him forward. That was Eichenberg helping out Ahmed. Let's go back to New York. NFL Today update with JB and Nate Burleson.
Jets turnover costly.
Joe to Joe. Joe Mixon gives it to Joe Mixon. And he mixes it up with a little sidestep, gets in the end zone, does a little thriller dance celebration. The game all knotted at 7.
Back to Andrew Catalan.
Guys, thank you. Bills will visit the Jets in 2 weeks. Third down and 2.
You got to hit the run gaps and watch out for that bunch formation up top.
Gaskin not going to get there. Micah Hyde, Tremaine Edmonds combine on the tackle, and it's 4th down.
Run gaps, all of them filled up. Nowhere for Gaskins to go. Great job of hitting it on the same level and not being at distorted levels that gives a running back a chance to squeeze through those gaps.
Ed Oliver also in on that tackle, so back comes Jason Sanders from 51 yards away on 4th and 4. He's already missed from 36. Sanders this time is good. So Miami with 8:10 to go in the first half, able to tie things up at 3. Tied at 3 here in Buffalo. NFL Play 60 is the league's national youth health and wellness campaign to encourage kids to get physically active for 60 minutes a day. Over the past 15 years, the NFL has partnered with leading academic, youth-focused, and nonprofit organizations to help children of all abilities lead healthier, more active lives. Visit NFL.com/play60 to access free online resources. First points for Miami against the Bills in the last 95 offensive plays going back to week 17 of last year when Miami had a win and in situation and they got blown out. Well, on Tuesday, Josh Allen toured the Oshai Children's Hospital for the unveiling of the Patricia Allen Pediatric Recovery Wing, honoring his late grandmother. The Allen Fund raised $1.4 million for the Children's Hospital. Josh Allen saying it was pretty special. We asked him about it on Friday, and he just said it's so near and dear to his heart. He'll continue to raise money for the hospital, and here he connects with Cole Beasley. What Allen told us, James, was everything happened so organically. It's not like he went out and asked Bills fans to make donations. They did it on their own volition, and we see the results of it this week. So kudos to Bills fans and everyone involved for making that happen.
27,000 fans donated.
Beasley with a 20-yard pickup. It's 1st and 10. Right back to the air to Diggs. Diggs picks up 2 yards on the play. Christian Wilkins on the tackle. Another NFL Today update. JB and Nate Burleson.
Tennessee on the board.
Ryan Tannehill looking for his tight end, Jeff Swain. We call that an OTB, over the ball. You get over the ball, I'll get it to you. The Colts still lead, though, 14-7.
Back to AC, Andrew Catalan.
All right, JB.
I want my initials said.
HOF. 2nd down and 7. Allen looking deep for Sanders, and it's broken up by Jones. Byron Jones just able to get a hand on that one. Jones playing in his 100th NFL game today.
And that is the second time Byron Jones has kind of been targeted on a deep ball where he's been in good position. And some of that is because the guy on the other side, Xavier Howard, has 24 career interceptions. Byron Jones, not so many. Only 4 career interceptions. So I'm going to throw at that guy who doesn't really come up with INTs as much as X-Man does.
Buffalo just 1 for 4 on third downs. Allen hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Josh Allen took a shot. Emmanuel Ogbo was in the backfield. And once again, the Bills come up empty on third down.
Cover 1, single safety at deep center field, but 7 pass rushers coming after Josh Allen, clogging things up. Josh Allen, once again, go ahead and eat that. Don't make that throw. That's an interception waiting to happen.
It was Brandon Jones, the safety, who pushed back Tommy Sweeney, the tight end, into Allen. And the Bills failed to convert. Hawk with a better one this time. Holland from his own 11. Holland spun, and down he goes. Saran Neal made the initial hit on Holland. Saran Neal continues to make big plays for the Bills on special teams. Halloween in Buffalo. Oh, you gotta love it. Todd
Prime. Prime changes everything.
Saran Neal just made a special teams tackle that Steve Tasker would be proud of. And now Miami is pinned back to start this drive. Tua to the air on first down, and it's incomplete. And while we have a moment on Steve Tasker, who you played with and I've announced games with for over a decade, you know, he's not going to say it, James, because it's just not who he is, but Steve Tasker belongs in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's a 7-time Pro Bowler. He's a first-team All-Pro 7 times. And I've seen a lot of other people around the NFL saying they belong in the Hall of Fame, campaigning for themselves. That's not who Steve is, so we'll say it. Steve Tasker should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And we'll have more on that in a sec as they run it here up the middle with Ahmed. And James, we did the Patriots-Jets game last week, and we met with Bill Belichick, and we spent a good amount of time talking with Bill about the Hall of Fame and the momentum for special teamers. And as Belichick told us, he didn't want to get into who should be in, who should be out. He said it's very hard with no criteria to decide who belongs in. But he said there's a lot of momentum for special teamers to get in, and he said Steve Tasker means more to the Bills than we'll ever know.
Well, and I'm going to continue that after this play is over, because there's some points that certainly make a lot of sense.
As Waddle is dragged down by Wallace.
So I could have a great game, and I had 5 receptions for 85 or 90 yards. Steve Tasker was the guy who prevented the punt returner, the kickoff returner, the guy who blocked for the punt returners and the kickoff returners, the guy who had a chance to block field goals and punts. And his impactful plays that he had, like when the Dolphins started with that bad field position, at the bottom of that pile was Steve Tasker on so many occasions to set up Bruce Smith and our great defense.
Put him in the Hall of Fame. Tua to Parker. Devontae Parker continues his big day here in the first half. Parker with his 5th catch. A gain of 8.
The Dolphins have done a great job on this drive, kind of getting out of that hole inside the 10-yard line. And once again, it's been Tua with the accuracy of those passes. And that short pass right there, thrown on the proper shoulder to allow Devontae Parker to turn and spin and get the yards after the catch. So Brian Flores, as cool as he is on the sideline, right now he's going, hey, it's a pretty good drive, but let's finish it off and try and get in the end zone.
Parker missed the last 3 games, but he's made a big impact today. And a first down here for Miami on the ground. So Devontae Parker targeted 6 times, 5 catches, 68 yards.
Well, the thing about Devontae Parker, fans were always waiting for him to live up to that lofty draft status. And in 2019, he had 72 receptions and 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns. And this is the guy. Well, he has missed 16 games during the course of his career. But when he plays, he is a handful to contend with because he's a good route runner, and he's physical, and he's big, and he's strong, and he's fast.
And he's taken a little less pressure off the shoulders of Jalen Waddle, who's carried that burden the last 3 games. Here's Mike Gesicki with his first catch of the day. A 3-yard gain for the 4th-year tight end out of Penn State. Matt Milano making the initial hit. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JP, Phil, Nate Boomer, and Coach Cower have all the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report.
Great defensive teams, just like in the NBA, know how to close out a half. And for the Buffalo Bills, this is the time to try and close out that half. The Dolphins would love to extend this drive and use up all the time in this half.
Ahmed, not much there. Tremaine Edmonds again involved on the tackle for Buffalo as we approach 3 minutes to go in the first half.
So 3rd and 7, how long do you force the quarterback to hold the ball? Even the rub routes, the crossing routes, take a little bit of time. The Buffalo Bills, I would think, are going to play man-to-man coverage, try and go with one of their strengths and get after the quarterback. Maybe not with just 4, maybe a 5th pass rusher will come from the linebacker position.
Patrick Laird in at running back. Confusion on that snap. There's a flag down. Laird is wide open, and he spins his way for the first down. But this one might be coming back. I believe it was an illegal shift against Miami.
Illegal shift. Offense, number 88 and 17, did not reset prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. We played 3rd down.
I'm impressed you've been brushing up on your NFL rules. That illegal shift is one of the hardest ones to decipher, but you get those 2 guys moving and guy doesn't get lined up. I used to get the brunt of that when I was the wide receiver coach. Coach would look down at me. Come on,
you.
That's the least you can do is get them lined up.
And a big penalty because that was a first down. And now 3rd and long for Miami. And now we have a stoppage. And Buffalo has called timeout.
First charge, timeout, Buffalo.
Shawn McDermott is 4-0 after the bye week. And as a team, the Bills have won 6 straight off the bye. That's the longest active streak. Of course, Shawn McDermott's mentor, one of them, Andy Reid, who's incredible off byes, 18-3 in his career. We talked with Emmanuel Sanders about the culture that Shawn McDermott and Brandon Beane put in place here in Buffalo. And Sanders said, as soon as I walked in the locker room, I could feel the culture in place. They do everything they can to win. And I walked into a great situation. It was great chatting with Emmanuel Sanders on Friday.
So you've got that cluster of guys down here, 3 eligible receivers at the bottom.
3rd and long, Tagovailoa, miscommunication. Mac Hollins cut in, Tua threw it out, and now out comes the punter, Pilardi.
Do you know when you get miscommunication? When you get a good pass rush. That will make minds go in the wrong direction because all of a sudden you start to feel that pass rush. You knew on the play before when you had the penalty that you had the first down. Now you have to try and do it again. You get pressure. You don't get the hookup.
Isaiah McKenzie, a Miami native, back deep, attended American Heritage High School, receiving the punt from Pilardi. He'll let it go. Wise move as it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this from Nissan.
What is this?
Is that a hairball? They're everywhere.
We have a cat problem.
Gentlemen, the Heisman house is getting a dog. Go show those cats who's boss.
Well, that didn't work out well.
Hot dog, a popular costume this year. My son is a hot dog as well. Josh Allen and the Bills just 87 yards of offense in the first half. Moss adding to that total. A first down as he stretches out to the 35-yard line, and we've hit the 2-minute warning. Buffalo.
Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. And by Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy.
Coming up, Verizon Halftime. Our crew back in New York has all the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Final 2 minutes of the first half this year. The Bills are a plus 27 point differential. Only Cleveland is better. Bills trying to add to that here. 1:54 on the clock and 2 timeouts. Allen to Davis. Davis out of bounds at the 41, tossed out by Nick Needham. Second catch today for the second-year man out of UCF, whose first NFL touchdown came a year ago in Miami. Bills still rolling with Butker at left guard, Feliciano at right guard, and Dyrol Williams going back to right tackle. Allen to Moss, down the sideline into Miami territory. Guavin was able to force him out after a gain of 8.
We talked to Byron Jones about these situations late in the half. When do you go zone? When do you go man? Trying to mix things up. And if you watch the safeties are really trying to bait Josh Allen into making the incorrect throw. Right now it's a single high look with man-to-man coverage across the board up front.
They spot it right at the 50. Pressure coming, and the pass is incomplete. Allen had to throw it up to Sweeney. Duke Riley was coming with pressure, and Eric Rowe had the coverage. The fans wanted a penalty on Rowe here.
If you can make Eric Rowe run through your tight end a little more, because Eric Rowe's looking backwards, then you'll get a pass interference call. That's a good non-call by the officiating crew.
Tommy Sweeney scored his first NFL touchdown 2 weeks ago in the loss against Tennessee.
Disco Miami! Disco Miami! Disco Miami!
That pass is broken up. Dangerous pass by Josh Allen. Disco Miami, they shut that one down.
Yeah, and you could see that ball that Josh Allen is almost trying to throw away, and it almost gets intercepted. You've got 3rd and 10. You're in position now where you're too far for a field goal if you don't get the first down, I think. But you're looking at what Tyler Bass did earlier. If you can pick up 9 yards, maybe let him try the field goal, because the vote of confidence earlier has to be up.
3rd down and 10. Pressure's coming. Allen steps up and delivers it over the middle to Sweeney, who's wrapped up at the 45 by Needham. It's going to be 4th and about 5 yards, and Sean McDermott is keeping the offense on the field.
Well, you want this clock to continue to bleed down, and you're going to use all that time up before you make a decision.
Miami could call a timeout here, but they're going to let it go.
I think you actually get up to the line of scrimmage and you bark a lot right here, try and get them, the Dolphins, to jump off sides.
And this is wasting time for Miami if they're to get the ball back. Somebody may have jumped. There's no flags down. Allen is sacked. Josh Allen thought a flag was coming out, and there are no flags down. Van Ginkel and Duke Riley applying the pressure.
I think there was movement along the defensive line, but they did not encroach the neutral zone. So if you don't move into the neutral zone or pass it, I don't think you're going to get the call.
Wow. Allen was pointing, and Van Ginkel just kept coming. They're showing it on the scoreboard here at Highmark Stadium. A flag came out, intentional grounding on Josh Allen. Gene Steratore is with us to sort it all out. Gene, should this have been a penalty?
The penalty for intentional grounding, yes, but this offside, I think, should also be a foul for this reason. when the defense reacts like that, and it may be a slight movement that just barely breaks the plane of the neutral zone, because he is moving and been fooled a little by that, you have to be very technical then, and if anything breaks the plane, you should call offside. The announcement on the intentional grounding, even though Josh Allen may have been outside of the tackle box, the ball did not get back to the original line of scrimmage. But I do believe it should have been an offside foul on the play, guys.
And the other point about that, Gene, is also for player safety, because the players can kind of sense when that neutral zone has been encroached, and they tend to slow down like Josh Allen did.
They do in that case, James. Quarterbacks also believe that they have a free play more than likely on those plays, so they take a little more risk as a result of what they believe is a defensive foul on the front end of that. So a lot of things happen as a result of that quick decision, either made by an official or not made by an official.
Now, Gene, if encroachment or offsides was called, would that have been an offsetting penalty with the intentional grounding on Allen?
No, it wouldn't, because the 5-yard foul is a minor 5-yard foul and the intentional grounding is a major. They would have ignored the offside and still penalized for the intentional grounding.
Got it. Gene, thank you so much for sorting it all out. With 39 seconds to go, the pass is caught by Adam Shaheen, and Miami calls a timeout. That's their first timeout of the half. They have 2 remaining. So there's a Buffalo Bills football team that has led an NFL record 15 consecutive games at halftime in the regular season. But that streak is in jeopardy here with 39 seconds left.
You know, one of the things that Shawn McDermott talked to us about it is he said that the offense works the 2-minute drill every day of the week. Now, if your offense is working, remember your defense is also working. So this is a defensive unit that's used to working this 2-minute drill, this hurry-up offense against themselves every day of the week. So let's see if that work pans out for the Buffalo Bills, or if Tua can get them down in better field goal position.
It's Gaskin on the ground trying to get to the outside. He cannot. Matt Milano drags him down. And now a flag comes out.
Looks like he got a little bit of a horse collar to help him bring it, and they're going to discuss it. Because you can grab the back of the jersey as long as you don't get up around the neck area. It looked like he was pretty low in where he grabbed. Slide, slide, slide. Right there in the middle of his back.
Personal foul, defense, horse collar tackle. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Let's just say the last few plays have not sit well with the Bills fans here. I don't think Shawn McDermott is thrilled either. But this penalty moves the ball all the way down to the 17-yard line.
Now, if you're the Miami Dolphins with 2 timeouts, you take shots into the end zone, because you can throw the ball in the field of play. You have to use your timeouts. But now you take shots in the end zone. And Devontae Parker has been hot so far in the first half.
Tua over the middle. Gesicki is upended by Micah Hyde. And then Brian Flores calls timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this from Progressive Insurance.
Progressive presents At Home with Baker Mayfield.
Hey, it's Baker from next door. I think I got one of your packages. I opened it by mistake.
Huh. You sure they're not yours?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not mine.
Huh. Online shopping, it's my curse.
You and me both.
Hey, you got a wheelbarrow I could borrow? I'm gonna do a little mulching.
Yeah, I'll bring it over.
Miami has 1 timeout remaining, 28 seconds on the clock.
Here's the matchup at the bottom.
Tua, another slant for Waddle, incomplete. He ran right into Tre'Davious White, and it's 3rd down.
You know, just not really bursting off the line of scrimmage, and Tre'Davious White, his feet are set. He's not thinking, I'm 7 yards off. I don't have to back up until he gets close to me where he can actually smell my cologne.
Last week against Atlanta, Miami was 4 of 5 scoring touchdowns in the red zone. The one time they did not get in was interception thrown by Tua. Now a timeout.
Second charge timeout. Buffalo, 30 seconds.
Shawn McDermott calls this one before 3rd and 5. Brian Flores told us last night that when you're going against a team like Buffalo, you don't get a lot of opportunities. So the ones you do get, you have to take advantage. And this feels like one of those, James.
It really is, because to get 7 points against a team that gives up 16 points during the course of a game over the season so far, like I said, you don't get those opportunities, and you'd love to get this into the end zone, because then everybody feels positive. You feel good about a 6-3 lead, but a 10-3 lead is what you really want to get out of this drive.
You would think the Bills offense would play better in the second half than they have
you're lined up
in the first half.
Improperly, Miami coming out of the huddle.
Look out, this ball's loose. It hit Gesicki, scooped up by Hyde. Micah Hyde. And he's finally wrapped up out of bounds. What a mess for Miami. And a little extra pushing and shoving. We saw this back in week 2 as well, when Brandon Jones shoved Josh Allen out of bounds. It looked like Brian Flores was on the verge of calling a timeout. He clearly did not like what he saw out of his offense, and a huge mistake by Miami.
And coming out of the huddle, you should be lined up, coming out of a timeout rather, but you got this guy trying to go in motion. He had just come back in this direction, so all of that was off, and then he got in front of Tua and got hit by the snap before he got to the position he was supposed to be in. So it was Waddle, the rookie, who was misaligned, and then you had the motion by Gesicki, and he didn't get a chance to get past the center.
It was Gesicki who was called for that illegal shift earlier in the quarter, and now this time in motion, the snap hits him. And a critical mistake by Miami. They come away with nothing. Jordan Poyer said earlier this week that our mentality in the red zone is field goal or takeaway. They get the takeaway here, and that is how the first half will come to a close.
Well, a chance for the Buffalo Bills to kind of stick their chest out a little bit, but go in the huddle, in the locker room. Both teams need to get their offense in order.
That's the end of the first. Tied at 3. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station.
We did it again. Verizon has been named America's most reliable network by RootMetrics, and our customers rated us #1 for network quality in America, according to J.D. Power. #1 in reliability 16 times in a row. Most awarded for network quality 27 times in a row, proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon. That's why we're building.
And you see for Buffalo, just 122 yards of offense, tied at 3 here at halftime. And hi again, everyone, alongside the Hall of Famer James Lofton. I'm Andrew Catalon. We'll hear from Sherry Burris coming up. This is not the game many people expected. In fact, the Bills are lucky they're not trailing here at the half.
But if you are in either locker room, the last thing that both head coaches say when you exit is, we're right in this. We can win this game. It's there for the taking. And whoever can kind of come out and play the cleanest game in this half has a chance to obviously win the ballgame. So the tensions, I think, might be a little higher coming out of Buffalo's locker room, because there was such a heavy favorite coming into this ballgame, and because of what happened during week 2. But the Dolphins had put that in the rearview mirror on the drive up here, and they have a chance in the second half to get the ball and produce something offensively.
It will be Miami football to begin the second half. They won the opening coin toss and elected to defer. Jalen Waddle back deep, and Miami trying to end a 6-game losing streak this season, as well as 6 in a row, coming up short against the Buffalo Bills. Only 5 first downs in the first half for Buffalo. Waddle from his own 3. And Waddle spun down at the 21-yard line. Tyrell Dotson the first to get down there as we check in with Sherry Burris.
Andrew, Coach McDermott was fired up heading into the locker room. He said he wants his team to get into a better rhythm on offense and to win the line of scrimmage, the battle at the line of scrimmage. Now, there was a much calmer Brian Flores coming into the half. He said he likes the way his team is fighting, wants them to keep doing that for the full 60 minutes. Also saying Devontae Parker is playing really well, but they want to get the run game going.
68 yards receiving for Parker, Sherry. They've only rushed it for 47 yards. And they start this drive at their own 21. There's the run game with Gaskin. And he gets 2 on the play. Look at the first half possessions for Miami, and clearly the huge missed opportunity at the end of the first half when the snap hit Mike Gesicki. Protection has been pretty good for Tua Tagovailoa in this game.
A lot of time in the huddle, and you still break the huddle and got receivers going in the wrong direction. Go!
And Gesicki again was motioning people. There's a flag down. Pass is caught by Parker, but this is going to be coming back again. Another illegal shift against the Dolphins. Shawn Smith going over to chat with Sean McDermott.
McDermott is trying to see if he can take the play, because you would have third and long.
Illegal shift, offense, that penalty's declined. His over play is 3rd down.
And McDermott wanted 3rd down. James, whose fault is this? It's happened multiple times now.
Well, Gesicki is trying to get them lined up, something that perhaps Tua was unable to do. He got the receivers going to the correct side, but I don't know if the tight end on his side, Durham Smythe, was supposed to be on the line of scrimmage, so that possibly Gesicki could have gone in motion or something, but obviously a lot of confusion.
Brian Flores did tell us last night that Tua is stepping up as a leader. Jalen Waddle said he's much more vocal now than he was at Alabama. Tua has time now, spinning out on the run. He's going to keep it himself. Tua leaps up ahead, and he is going to be short. Down at the 30, it's 4th and 1. And Brian Flores will send out his punter, Pilardi.
And the same devices that they use to keep the quarterback healthy kind of hinders the Dolphins a little bit on this play, because as soon as Tua starts a slide or even to dive forward, he's marked down, and so you can't go and then slide on the ground and pick up the first down. And Tua really close to picking it up, but he had to stay on his feet, and he was unable to do that.
First 3 and out by Miami today. Pilardi kicking to McKenzie, backtracks to his own 12. And McKenzie up across the 20-yard line, and that's where the Bills offense will come back after a 50. The Bills with just 42 yards rushing so far. No Jerome Baker on that Miami defense, out with a knee injury today, but James, Raekwon Davis, a big run stuffer in the middle, has been a big reason why Miami's been able to bottle up the Buffalo offense.
And when you watch film, you almost give assists to guys who help other people make tackles, and that's really Davis's role right there in the middle.
Hand off to Singletary, and he is knocked back. Brennan Scarlett comes across the line of scrimmage. Loss of 2 on the play.
You know, sometimes you listen to those oldies but goodies stations and you want to turn the clock back. Well, the Dolphins have turned the clock back to last season when this defense was a top 5, top 10 defense, and they've really played well so far in this ballgame.
The wind is starting to pick up just a little bit here at Highmark Stadium on 2nd and 12. Allen batted down at the line of scrimmage. Emmanuel Ogbah reaching up, and it's 3rd and long. Where has this Miami defense been all year?
Well, they've been waiting till after Halloween, or when Halloween shows up, to take off their old costumes that they were in the first couple of weeks. But the talent, the players are there, and sometimes it's playing complementary football. So the offense has moved the ball up and down the field enough where the defense can come out in short stretches, and they played well.
3rd and 12. Allen stands in there over the middle, incomplete. Shawn McDermott looking for a penalty flag on Nick Needham, and he's not going to get one. Pass was intended for Cole Beasley, and the Bills go 3 and out. They're now 1 for 7 on 3rd down.
And Brian Flores thought that this was a good matchup because it's small and quick against small and quick. There was a little push off by Beasley, a little tug at the end by Needham, and balanced out. Incomplete pass. You can see the enthusiasm kind of bubbling off of Flores.
2nd 3 and out for the Buffalo offense. Holland on the punt return. Flag is down, and Holland is down at the 42-yard line. Miami's been penalized 3 times today. 4 penalties for 40 yards against Buffalo.
Kicking team player went out of bounds on his own. Number 25 in return. 5-yard penalty will be added to the dead ball spot. 1st down, timeout.
That's on Taiwan Jones. Timeout on the field. We're still tied at 3.
Home improvement sponsor of the NFL. And by Pizza Hut. Order today at pizzahut.com.
Frank Lloyd writes, Martin House, a National Historic Landmark built in the early 1900s. There is the wind picking up just a little bit here on Halloween in Western New York. Tua Tagovailoa, 13 out of 22 for 126 yards. Looking to throw on 1st down, gets rid of it quickly. Gaskin is stuffed. Matt Milano with the big play.
And that's exactly what the Buffalo Bills wanted to do, kind of send a statement early on in the 3rd quarter. Yes, we're going to bring some pressure off the edge, and you're going to throw hot. We know where you want to throw those hots, and then we're going to come up and make those tackles.
Loss of 1 on the play. It's 2nd and 11. Fans haven't had much to cheer about for the Bills on offense, but they're getting into the defensive possessions. Tua in trouble, throws it up in the air, and it's incomplete. Pressure was coming. Lotulelei and Addison getting in the backfield.
You know, I talked to star Lotulelei down on the field before the game, and I said, you look kind of slim. He said, when I played in Carolina, I was about 340 pounds. Now I'm about 310, 311. He's trying to keep it down. And that's not huge for what he used to be, and it's really brought his quickness back to the point where he was when he first came out of college as the 1st-round pick with the Carolina Panthers.
Back in 2013. 3rd and 11. Here comes the pressure. Tua throws incomplete. Jordan Poyer was coming on a blitz, and it's 4th down.
And Poyer, when he came into the league, he was a cornerback. He's made a successful transition to being one of the top safeties in the league. And his ability to blitz off the corner and to not hesitate as he's coming in is kind of unparalleled, because normally you're also in coverage on somebody, but that time he just tracked Tua down.
Velarde punting to McKenzie. High spiraling kick. McKenzie lost it. Ball is free into the end zone, and the Bills fall on it.
Is it a touchback because of the momentum of the kick if the Bills recover it?
No signal yet. Jake Kumaro was the one who fell on it for Buffalo. McKenzie probably regrets not calling for a fair catch in that spot.
Play through the end zone, touchback.
That's a huge break for the Buffalo Bills right there.
Big time. Should have been a fair catch. McKenzie with the man bearing down on him, but it is a touchback for Buffalo. The last play.
What we have to remember is a muffed punt, because there's no definitive possession, This is still remaining a punt and still a kick at this time because no complete possession has taken place. So when the possession occurs in the end zone, it is just a touchback because it is an extension of the original punt or the kick down in the end zone.
All right, great. Thank you, Gene. Moss on the completion there, and a flag is down. Josh Allen saying this is against Miami.
Illegal use to the hands, hands to the face. Defense number 98. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's on the big guy, Raekwon Davis.
Talked about being the guy right in the middle. He gets his hands right up under the face mask and just can't get him back down. And when you're 6'7", your hand placement has to almost be lower. You've got to keep your knees bent a little more. He's looking up at the big screen, wondering how it happened to him. Trying to stack the receivers outside to take the run defenders outside the box, but here's that extra run defender if you're the Dolphins.
Sanders and Beasley at the bottom of your screen. It's a handoff to Moss up the middle, and a nice run by Moss, and a late flag comes in from behind the play.
Holding. Offense number 76. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
That came out late on John Feliciano, the Davie, Florida native.
And he's the right guard who's been moved from left guard to right guard. You see that hook that he had on the jersey right there. Just didn't get his hands off quickly enough.
Engaged with Raekwon Davis, so that wipes out the 10-yard run by Zach Moss. 1st and 20, they go back to Moss. And Moss to the 21-yard line. All right, James, a lackluster first half for the Bills offensively. What needs to change for Buffalo in the second half?
Well, one of the things that they probably preached at halftime was ball security, because this game, being as tight as it is going to hinge on whether you turn the ball over or whether you don't turn it over, whether you let our defense make their plays that they need to make. But you don't need necessarily big plays, you just need consistent plays.
Allen, and that pass was knocked out at the line by Wilkins. So that Miami defensive line has been able to get good leverage against the Bills offensive line today.
And when Josh Allen is kind of staring it down like he is, you realize that he's about to throw. So what you do, you get your hands up, you get him in those passing lanes. And that time, passing lane was open, but somebody reached from the outside, just got the fingertips on that football.
And now the Bills looking at another 3rd and long situation. They are looking at 3rd and 14. This crowd has gone quiet. Allen has time. Nobody open. Now he locates Beasley. Beasley at the 32. And that last little effort should be enough for a first down. Great job after the catch by Cole Beasley.
You know, as we look at the Bills passing game, and you said a little lackluster, remember Dawson Knox, their tight end, is out of this ball game, and Dawson Knox is really one of the big play tight ends around the league. Might not have as many receptions, but 21 receptions and 5 touchdowns.
Allen has time again. Nobody there. Now throws it to Moss. Makes a tough contested catch and able to get a couple of yards on it. Going back to that 3rd down play by Cole Beasley. He now has 6 3rd down catches this year, and all 6 have gone for first downs.
That last pass was a bullet. You talk about good hands for a running back. You don't normally think of running backs doing the toe tap on the sideline, but that was excellent.
Second and 6. Quick pass. Beasley. He's got another first down. Into Miami territory, tackled at the 49 by Byron Jones.
Get a little bit of the rhythm. Beasley coming in looking like he's going to block, and you see the receiver get knocked down. And once you start to kind of not do your assignment, that time the defensive back should have just stayed outside. Cole Beasley peels back out. Josh Allen finds him.
Over it.
4 catches for Beasley today. Emmanuel Sanders is still without a reception. Allen right back to Beasley. Brandon Jones makes the tackle at the 45-yard line, a 7-yard pickup.
Josh Allen is taking a little bit of a page out of Tua Tagovailoa's playbook. Let's beat them with short passes. If that's what they're going to give us, let's take that, and then we'll take our deep shots when we can down the field.
Beasley with 53 yards receiving today. Another quick pass, another one to Beasley. And this time he's going to come up short of a first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for Beasley, who's still down on the ground. Cole Beasley is in some pain.
And that helmet to your ribs doesn't feel very good very often.
Clock is stopped with 7:38 to go in the 3rd quarter. That was the 6th catch today for the veteran Beasley. And you're right, James. It looks like out of the locker room here, it's been the quick passes that have at least gotten the Bills going on this drive, as now Beasley is up and will walk off under his own power.
We saw Beasley at Friday's practice here in the stadium, and he had driven his truck the 200 yards or so over. And when he got out of that huge truck, here comes this little guy, and you go, oh yeah, that's Cole Beasley. You kind of forget, because he plays so tough, that he's not a real big person.
Listed at 5'8", 174 pounds. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 1. Moss, the running back. Allen keeps it himself. Allen, he's got the first down. Great job by Josh Allen with the pressure coming. A 5-yard run and a fresh set of downs. And Landon Roberts missed a tackle.
But the composure to not panic once the play had broken down, because he could have easily, after he got away from me, Landon Roberts, just thrown it away and said, well, we didn't pick it up. Maybe we'll go for it on 4th down. The composure to know what the down and distance situation was.
38 yards rushing today for Allen. Moss this time. Moss still going inside the 30. A Hallandale, Florida native with a 7-yard run. And now he is in some pain.
It looked like Moss made about 2 360 moves. There's one right there. There's another one right there at the tail end, fighting for that extra yardage and being in awkward positions.
And he's trying to shake out his right arm. You can see him grabbing as he went to the sideline. So Devin Singletary comes in on 2nd and 3. Singletary has the first down and more. Singletary inside the 20 and finally down at the 15-yard line. Andrew Van Ginkel on the tackle, a 13-yard run that energizes this crowd.
You know, you talk about getting in a rhythm. You stay on the field long enough, your offensive line get to work their magic. This time, kind of running a stretch play to the left, and bodies on bodies, hats on hats. The running back has a place to run.
First time today, the Bills have been in the red zone, an area they have struggled in this year. 26th in the NFL scoring touchdowns in the red zone. Singletary. And he's down at the 19. So Josh Allen's career numbers in the red zone are scary for the opponents. Yet to throw an interception in his career in the red zone, but this is an area where the Bills really attacked during the bye week, focusing on what they can do differently to try to jumpstart themselves in this area. What Allen told us Friday was we got to get back to the roots and concepts we did during training camp, the ones we repped so much over the summer. Let's bring those back and see if we can get in the end zone. 2nd and 8. Davis on the catch. Nice catch. And he's down at the 13-yard line. Byron Jones on the tackle.
When Josh Allen came into the league as a rookie, almost every ball he threw was a fastball. That time, that was a changeup that got the outside edge of the plate just fingertips away from the defender, and just a great pass to throw. This is where I see the Bills with those quarterback runs down here. Josh Allen's so effective with his legs when you get in the red zone.
Buffalo 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. Play clock at 3. Allen with pressure coming into the end zone, incomplete. And there's the flag. Intended for Stephon Diggs. There's actually 2 flags.
Or Tommy Sweeney, who had been tackled by Van Ginkel.
Yeah, 2 flags down on the field.
Pass interference, defense number 43. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
It goes on Van Ginkel.
Well, you've got an all-out blitz coming, and you don't expect the tight end to release and to have to get him into coverage. You think he's going to help in the pass protection and not release.
First and goal for Buffalo. And they spot the ball at the 8-yard line.
And it's almost as if the Dolphins, by crowding the line of scrimmage, are saying, you're not going to beat us with a quarterback run.
Moss, the running back. Allen stands in there. Crowd wants a face mask. They'll get it, but they'll also get a touchdown. Gabriel Davis. And what a drive by the Bills.
On the field is a touchdown. Personal foul. Defense. Face mask number 15. 15-yard penalty will be added to the kickoff. Touchdown.
Second touchdown this season for Gabriel Davis, and his first since the opener against Pittsburgh.
Just that strength within the pocket. You can't take him down. You grab his head and his face mask, and Josh Allen still can get the touchdown pass out.
So all the talk about the red zone struggles in their 2 losses this year. The Bills 3 for 9 scoring touchdowns in the red zone. But in their first trip today, it's Davis for 6.
And just remember that penalty is going to be enforced on the kickoff. And talking to Heath Barwell, the special teams coach, kicking in this direction, you kind of get a dead wind right around the 10 or 15-yard line. So I would see a pop-up kick coming and forcing the Dolphins to maybe even try and fair catch it.
Tyler Bass out for the extra point, and this one is good. And with 3:49 to go in the third quarter, we have our first touchdown of the day. Allen to Davis. Bills up by 7.
And by Sonic. This is Howie Sonic.
Good stuff at halftime. The West Seneca Police Department beat the Orchard Park Fire Department 14-0. But if they meet again, don't count out the fire department, James.
Yeah, I'm not going to count them out because we're dependent upon it. Hey, we're going to try and aim this ball perhaps down here and just get a kick that pops up in the air.
That's what they're doing. Pop-up kick to the 10-yard line. Waddle fields it. And Waddle is down shy of the 20. So the penalty for the face mask proves costly for Miami. Well, Saturday, it's a college football doubleheader on CBS beginning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern with a battle for the Commander-in-Chief's trophy between Army and Air Force. Sherry Burris will be at that one. It's followed at 3:30 Eastern with number 12 Auburn taking on 13th ranked Texas A&M. As always, we'll get you set for that game with College Football Today, a big college football doubleheader Saturday on CBS. 2 possessions this half for Miami. They've gone 3 and out both times. And this drive starts with not much.
One of the things you have to do when you start to press a little bit is to try not to. Try not to do too much. Okay, what's your assignment on defense? Which gap are you responsible for? Just do your job, let the man next to you do his job, and you can accomplish a lot.
That's what Emmanuel Ogbah told us of Miami, that the key when you're going through a slide like Miami has gone through is just not to try to do too much. Tua locates Ahmed out of the backfield, and Taron Johnson makes the tackle for the Bills.
So you see a short pass there. He wanted something deep, but the offensive line gave Tua enough pass protection where he's able to check deep, to see the crosser, to see the deep post, and then to come back to the outlet receiver. And that's the maturity that you want your quarterbacks to play with, because normally that might take 3-4 years. Tua, we talked about 13 starts so far, is really progressing as a quarterback. He's seeing what the offensive coaches want him to see when he's dropping back to the football.
3rd down and 2. Tua throws, and it's incomplete. Could not connect with Myles Gaskin, and it's 4th down. Matt Milano had the coverage for Buffalo, and now it's 3 3-and-outs for the Dolphins.
And on the other end where that coverage is taking place, the coverage is just tight enough where Tua has to kind of throw it away from the defender, and it's right away from the outstretched arms of Gaskin.
Pilardi punting to McKenzie. Short punt. Bounces at the 40, and McKenzie will let it go out of bounds at the 31-yard line. 2:12 to go in the 3rd, and the Bills lead by 7 on CBS.
On CBS.
The best the Bills offense has looked today was that last touchdown scoring drive, James.
And the short passing, the accuracy of those passes, and then to get the run game started a little bit. So staying on the field, kind of, you don't wear the defense out, but I think you wear them out mentally with those long drives and those short passes.
Davis with his 2nd touchdown of the season. The last drive, Josh Allen 7 of 8, 49 yards and the score. To the air on 1st down here. And Sanders with a juggling catch. Then the ball comes out late, and they're saying it is a catch. He was down. And for Sanders, that's his 1st catch today, but there is a flag down back behind the line of scrimmage.
His hands to the face again, trying to decide, do you want to take the play or do you want to take the penalty if you're Sean McDermott?
Illegal use of the hands, hands to the face. Defense number 98. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
It goes on Raekwon Davis.
There's Davis on Feliciano. That hand is all up in that face mask.
Seven penalties against Miami. 6 have gone against the Bills. Beasley back on the field after he was shaken up last drive. That pass is incomplete. Sanders could not hold on. Sanders telling us Friday that Josh Allen has the biggest arm he's ever seen. He said in the Pro Bowl once he played with Matthew Stafford, and that was very close, but he's never seen anything like the arm strength of Josh Allen until he came here to Buffalo.
And the guy who was kind of on that list was Baby Ben, not Big Ben at the time, but Baby Ben, who could throw it almost the length of the football field.
2nd and 10. Allen to Beasley at midfield. Good for a Buffalo 1st down.
Take advantage of your matchups. When you look at the Miami Dolphins defensively, huge investment with Xavier Howard, huge investment with Byron Jones, and then you kind of go down the list and think, where can we possibly throw the ball? Well, Nick Needham, he's a walk-on guy, 3rd year. Yes, he's a good player, but I think we have a little bit of an edge there with Beasley, who is as shifty as they come.
9 first downs this half for Buffalo compared to just 5 the entire 1st half. Singletary on the carry. And Singletary to the 42-yard line. 1 minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Inside the NFL is now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus. Get expert insight and exclusive commentary from the hardest-hitting team in the game, including James Brown, Phil Simms, Brandon Marshall, Ray Lewis, Michael Irvin, and Julian Edelman. Stream new episodes of the Emmy Award-winning series Tuesdays at 9:30 Eastern.
We've got a cover 0 look, which means no safety in deep center field.
Quick pass to Diggs. Diggs has the first down. And all the way to the 30-yard line. 11-yard pickup for Stephon Diggs.
One of the hardest things to do when you're a guy who normally catches 6, 7, 8, 9 passes a game is when your number doesn't get called a lot, to stay engaged, to stay running full speed, to be alert, and all of those things. And Stephon Diggs on that last play, you know, not a lot of targets so far in the game. That was his 5th, his 3rd receptions, but that run after the catch was really impressive.
That's the end of the 3rd. We'll be back after this message. Number 4, the Bills lead at 10-3. On Buffalo's first 7 drives today, they gained 120 yards. Last 2 drives, 116 yards. So the offense is picking it up. Lots of short passes. Cole Beasley very involved. And it's 1st and 10 to begin the quarter. Empty backfield for Allen. Pressure coming. He steps up and down he goes. Zach Sealer was able to make the tackle on Allen. Should point out that Sealer from Ferris State and Buffalo's Justin Zimmer also played at Ferris State. Now Zimmer inactive today, questionable with a foot injury, but good for the Ferris State football program to have 2 players going against each other in theory, even though Zimmer's inactive today.
Grand Rapids, Michigan?
Michigan.
Yeah.
Hey, alert, alert, alert! What's the alert? Hey, what's the alert?
What's the alert? You heard that, didn't you? Tell me what the play is.
Zone 81! Omaha set.
And a penalty
Wait a
marker
minute.
comes out.
The tight
False
end
start.
can reset. That was Sweeney on the outside. That's what he's arguing with. All I did was
False
reset.
start. Offense number 89. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
I thought he squeezed his stance a little bit, moved in. So watch Sweeney on the end. He can pick his hand up. The rest of the offensive linemen cannot, but the guy on the end of the line can. Oh, he did move early, but he tried to pull a fast one on him. And you can't do that to the officials. So he got me. I wouldn't have thrown the flag from way up here.
All right, 2nd down. Allen trying to set up the screen, and he is shoved to the turf. Brandon Jones was coming on a safety blitz, and now 3rd and long. Jones was the one who shoved Josh Allen out of bounds week 2 down in Miami. He drew an unnecessary roughness penalty and saw some tempers flare back in week 2.
And if you're the Dolphins, you're trying to keep this a 1-score game. So you would love to be able to get a sack on Josh Allen to get a negative play against the Buffalo Bills. Thus, all these guys at the line of scrimmage.
Omaha set.
3rd and 13. Allen to Beasley again, and he's got another 1st down. Cole Beasley has changed the momentum of this game in the 2nd half. A 14-yard pickup and a good block from Devin Singletary along the way.
You're right. That's Beasley's 8th reception. And what did Brian Flores say when we asked him about Beasley? He said, well, sometimes man, sometimes zone. But what I'd like to do is double cover him. And you can see with the effectiveness that Beasley has in that slot with the 2-way goes, he can be a nightmare for the defensive back who's trying to cover him.
8 catches, 86 yards for Beasley, and the Bills are back in the red zone. Another one to Beasley. He's looking to throw it to the end zone, and it's broken up. Intended for Davis. Xavier Howard knocked it down. Cole Beasley did throw a touchdown pass to Davis last year for the Bills.
Well, Kumaro went inside toward the post, and if I'm Cole Beasley and I see Xavier Howard out there, I don't know if I throw in that direction, because this is a guy who has receiving type skills. You don't want to test him if you're the wide receiver trying to throw a touchdown pass.
Beasley now 1 for 4 passing in his career. Play number 9 on the drive. Allen over the middle to Diggs. Touchdown! And Diggs punts it into the stands. A 19-yard score, and the Bills go up 16-3.
There are some guys who are fast, there are some guys who are quick, but Stephon Diggs has the gift of suddenness. When he made that inside break, you're thinking, is he going to make another move? But he just burst away from Xavier Howard, gave the quarterback his numbers, get a touchdown.
Another red zone touchdown for the Bills, and the extra point by Bass is good. Third touchdown of the season for Diggs. How about... Since joining the Bills, Stephon Diggs is playing in his 4th game against Miami, and he has 3 touchdowns against the Dolphins. The latest one from 19 yards out from the right arm of Josh Allen. And now Allen with at least 2 touchdown passes in all 8 games he's played against Miami. No player has begun a career with 2 touchdown passes or more in 8 straight against any opponent. As we go back to the touchdown.
Yeah, and we get cover 0. There's nobody in center field, and Stephon Diggs is just going to have to burst straight inside. He does that. Xavier Howard holds the outside position and gets the guy running right across his face.
Pressure now shifts to Tua and the Miami offense. They have to come up with some type of answer here. With 13:23 to play. Throwing on first down. Looking for Waddle, and it's broken up. Tre'Davious White got a hand on that one.
You know, you watch Tua get pushed out of the pocket a little bit by the pass rush, and that allows Tre'Davious White to get back to make that pass break up. Tre'Davious White had his eyes in the backfield, so he knew that Tua was coming to his side. He knew that pass was on the way.
It's been 118 plays since the last time Miami scored a touchdown against Buffalo, going back to week 17 of last year. Tua to Parker. He's been quiet this half after a big first half, and he has a Miami first down. Jordan Poyer on the tackle.
Tre'Davious White thought that he had an interception there. He's going to jump the route, but when he does that, Parker is on the outside, makes the outside spin move and gets some yards after the catch.
Seven catches, 81 yards for Parker, and he's been the majority of their offense here today.
And another little mix-up, breaking the huddle as to which side the receivers are going to.
Micah Hyde coming on a blitz. Tua over the middle, incomplete. Tre'Davious White on Mike Gesicki, who's furious there's not a penalty marker.
And I think Gesicki has an argument there because White was a little early, and it looked like the little brother jumping on the big brother's back for a ride. So let's see, he's coming in motion. He's going to come down the line. Ball's not there, and White is there well before the ball. That should have been a penalty against White, but once again, that big dog coverage by the little dog.
He didn't bark this time. Thank you. 2nd and 10. Pressure's coming. Tua in trouble, and down he goes. There is a flag down. Jerry Hughes may have gotten across the line a little bit too early.
Offside. Defense number 55. 5-yard penalty. We'll play 2nd down.
And it is against Hughes.
You know, just a hair early and almost lined up in the neutral zone. But, you know, we talked to Greg Russo, and he raved about Jerry Hughes and Mario Addison, and having veterans in their 12th and 11th season to be able to feed into a young rookie is exactly what you want as a coaching staff. And Hughes still comes off the ball like he's in his first season.
2nd and 5. It's a handoff to Gaskin. Tremaine Edmonds all over Myles Gaskin. Buffalo's leading tackler sets up 3rd down.
You know, it's been interesting when you listen to some people comment about Tremaine Edmonds and what they think of him as a player. But just think about this. He ran the 40 in 4.5. He weighs 250 pounds, so he's as fast as a cornerback, almost as big as a defensive end, and he's still only 23 years old. So he is just progressing year after year after year. Like you said, the Bills' #1 tackler makes a lot of things happen in the middle.
3rd and 5. Tua fires, and it's caught by Waddle for a first down. Twisted to the ground by Levi Wallace at the 47-yard line, but an 11-yard pickup on 3rd down.
You know, Waddle has continued to surprise me the more I watch him. His ability to catch the ball in traffic and just that subtle little bit right at the end where he worked back toward the quarterback. Being quarterback friendly is so important.
Tagovailoa's pass is caught, and that is Devontae Parker. Levi Wallace makes the tackle, and the Dolphins going no huddle here inside 11 minutes to play.
And what they're trying to do is to keep the safeties, Poyer and Micah Hyde, in a position that Tua can say, okay, I know where they are, I know it's single high, or I know it's 3 deep or 2 deep.
On 2nd down and 6, Tua's pass is nearly intercepted. Tre'Davious White had a great break on the ball. It was intended for Savon Ahmed.
If you're a running back, you're not going to get Tre'Davious White to back up, and that time Tre'Davious White is trying to beat the receiver to the spot, and he gets there about the same time. He's looking for the ball, and he has just as much right to it.
3rd time today that White has broken up a pass, and you got to think that the Dolphins are in 4-down territory here. 3rd and 6. Tua. Levi Wallace breaks up that one. Devontae Parker was the intended target. It's 4th and 6, and Brian Flores is keeping the offense out there.
And sometimes when you get to that 4-down territory, you kind of know it, and you know what you want to call in advance of the 3rd down play. So George Gotze and everybody else who's calling plays for the Miami Dolphins, they're on the same page right here, and they know what they want to do on this 4th down, because you had that 4th, 5, and 6 calls already for your offense to get ready to run.
Fourth down. Tagovailoa. Helmet comes flying off. Tua looking deep for Gesicki. He's got it. Mike Gesicki inside the 5. Chaos back at the line of scrimmage, and Tua hung in there, and now it's 1st and goal for Miami.
Gesicki got a little arm extension right at the end of his route, being covered by Hyde. That right arm goes out just a little bit. You saw the stumble by Hyde. No call right there, but a great job by Tua getting extra time in the pocket, completing the play, not giving up on it.
Longest pass completion this season for Tua Tagovailoa. It goes for 40 yards, and now it's 1st and goal. Tua trying to do it himself, and Tua is down inside the 1. Micah Hyde on the tackle. Dolphins have found a spark going no huddle.
Really a smart play on 1st down. You don't have your throw option, so you just try and get as much yardage as you can.
Tua trying to do it himself again. Extra push. Now is a signal. It's a touchdown. We said the Dolphins needed to answer, and they do in a big way. And now Brian Flores wants to go for 2.
Little bit of a surprise with Brian Flores going for 2 here. Makes it a 6-point game. Touchdown would win you the ball game, but on the road, this is a tough one.
A lot of teams are starting to do this now. Down by 14. Score a touchdown and go for 2. Tua, and he's got his man. It's Gesicki. You make it a 6-point game, because if you don't get it, it's still a 1-score game. You're down by 8. But now the Dolphins are within 6. What a drive by Miami.
Get your TV together.
Some great costumes in the stands today, and what a drive by Tua Tagovailoa in Miami. Their first touchdown against Buffalo in the last 128 offensive plays since Week 17 a year ago, and we've got a game with 9:39 to go. Miami is pulled within 6.
And a little piece of redemption for Gesicki, who had been involved with some illegal procedures, some alignments, getting hit by the quarterback snap from the center.
Sanders kicking to McKenzie from his own 1. McKenzie is crunched at the 19-yard line. Well, next Sunday, the Week 9 NFL on CBS slate is highlighted by a key divisional matchup between the Browns and Bengals. James and I will be in Jacksonville for the Jaguars and Bills. We'll get you set for all of the day's action with the NFL today at noon Eastern right here on CBS. So Josh Allen, 21 of 33 for 190 yards and the 2 touchdowns. Back to work on 1st and 10. Allen over the middle, fires a strike to Tommy Sweeney. It's good for a first down, but a flag comes in from the secondary. And it appears this will be against Miami.
Illegal contact, defense number 27. That penalty's declined, result of the play is a first down.
And what's interesting about that is it was so far down the field that you thought it might have been pass interference. Sweeney coming across, doing well, but the illegal contact was against Cole Beasley, who we said they might want to start trying to double.
Quick pass to Moss. It was a low throw. And he's down with a 1-yard pickup. NFL Today update. Let's check in with JP and Nate Burleson.
Bengals hanging tough. That's right. Joe Burrow gets flushed out of the pocket, keeps his helmet upfield, and he finds Tyler Boyd in the back of the end zone, making it look easy, like big game James Lofton. Bengals up 31-20.
Ooh, big game Lofton. Back to Andrew Catalog.
Oh, man.
If you saw how many wings he put down Friday night, you wouldn't call him big game anymore. Sweeney with another catch and another Buffalo first down. Eric Rowe on the tackle after a gain of 11.
You know, when the Bills started this drive, I'm thinking, well, let's get some good runs going. Let's mix it up a little bit, get the run game going, come out, pass. And I think it's the same thing the Dolphins were thinking. And Josh Allen taking another hit, getting drugged to the ground a little bit there.
And Kinkle, there's Dawson Knox out today, and while the Bills are obviously not happy to have Knox out, there was a lot of sentiment this week for how happy they were for Tommy Sweeney to get an opportunity, the 7th-round pick 2 years ago out of Boston College. Here's Diggs. And you think about Sweeney's story. Did not play last year, started the season with a foot injury, then contracted COVID, developed a heart condition. Myocarditis, was cleared in February, but everyone talking about Sweeney this week. Genuinely happy for him. Josh Allen said he's an old soul. Micah Hyde told us he's one of the coolest guys on the team. Very popular player in that Buffalo locker room, and today he has 3 catches for 30 yards.
Out here. What are we doing? Out here. I'm here.
Time is ticking, 7:20 to go. Taking a deep shot for Sanders, and he overthrows him. Byron Jones had the coverage. And it's 3rd and long.
When you have corners who have size and who have length, the ability to drop that ball in right over them is a little bit tougher. Byron Jones that time in good position, even though Emmanuel Sanders had about a half a step on him. There's really no room for Josh Allen to drop that ball in there. Now a critical 3rd down situation.
We got to go down here, huh? Squeeze.
Bills are talking about that end defender. Is he going to come and be an unblocked defender?
Play clock at 1. Allen over the middle to Beasley. He's got another one. What a day for Cole Beasley. A clutch catch on 3rd down. 20-yard gain for Beasley.
This is typical Cole Beasley, making the tough catches look easy getting yards after the catch, sacrifice your body, do all the little things that it takes to make a winning football team. I remember when he and Emmanuel Sanders were running that run and shoot under June Jones down at SMU. Seems like only yesterday, but it was a couple of yesterdays ago.
His 10th career 100-yard receiving game. Allen fakes the pitch. Now he'll pitch it. Dangerous play. And Moss just scoops it out of bounds. A Landon Roberts with the big hit.
That looked so much like the Oklahoma Sooners running the wishbone, that late pitch after the quarterback had already been hit. You got to stay in phase so that if the quarterback does decide to make a pitch late, you're right there for him. So right there, he's going to go upfield. Now here comes a late pitch. Didn't really get to pitch it. That's more of a push than a pitch.
A loss of 4 on that play. Allen has time. Flag is down. Sanders has the catch. Ball comes out, and it goes out of bounds.
So it's being called a catch. Let's see what these 3 flags on the field are all about.
One of the penalties is against Miami. I do see a second flag. You're right.
And I guess I see a yellow shoe down there too.
Referee Shawn Smith has been very busy today.
2 fouls, both by the defense. Illegal contact. That penalty's declined. Holding. Defense number 25. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
The second one against Xavier Howard.
So it's a non-catch. Guess he didn't complete the sequence once going to the ground, and you get your 5 yards out of it. And when you have all pro defensive backs, they will get their share of holding calls, illegal contact, because they play in that physical zone. They play with that hand-to-hand combat sometimes.
They are saying it was not a catch by Sanders. So that penalty important as it gives Buffalo a first down. Allen running it. And Josh Allen still going. And he's got a first down.
Andrew, that's not supposed to happen. Not supposed to happen like that. You're a quarterback and you run through arm tackles. That's the job of the running back, the guy who's 5'10", 225 pounds, not your quarterback with that franchise golden arm, but Josh Allen is a quarterback of a different level.
Allen has 48 yards rushing today with 5 minutes to go. Bills already well into field goal range. And now with the play clock winding down, Buffalo calls timeout. Coming up on the State Farm postgame show, join JB, Phil, Nate Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's all coming up on the State Farm postgame show. Josh Allen has picked it up in the second half, James.
Well, and he's used almost every receiver on the team right there. Gabe Davis, and then his favorite target, Beasley, who has been impossible to cover down the field, and then that dart to Diggs. But really, we talked about his running ability, coming in averaging almost 54 yards per game. And what'd you say, he's at 48 right now, so he's on pace.
And passing-wise, 154 yards in the second half after throwing for just 80 before halftime. A give to Moss. And Moss is wrestled down at the 20. And now Brian Flores is going to use one of his timeouts, stopping the clock with 4:45 to play. Miami has lost 6 in a row, but they're in these games. 3 have come down to the final play of the game. Byron Jones saying the sense of urgency is high. No one envisioned this for a Miami team that went 10-6 last year.
You know, the tough thing for Miami, as you look back on their ball games, you know, some one-score games that could go either way, and you know, had a couple of blowout games. But this is the Miami Dolphins look, even though the result may not be favorable for them.
Quick pass to Moss with room ahead. Moss has a first down. Escorted out of bounds by Justin Coleman.
That pass is symbolic of the work that you do with a quarterback once he comes into the league. So you take Brian Daboll, his offensive coordinator, but even more so his quarterback coach, Ken Dorsey, who played that position at a high level in college, who played that position in the NFL, and just those subtle touch passes, because the arm strength was always there and very evident, but the ability to throw that soft touch pass, that's something Josh Allen has really developed well.
Bills had 5 first downs in the first half. They had 18 in the second half. And Shawn McDermott calls timeout. Once again, there was something he did not like, and tell you what, Shawn McDermott's
got
pretty
a quick
fast.
first step.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a stopwatch on McDermott for these timeouts.
And the thing is, he's barely breathing too, so he has to show his team that he's in good shape after he runs down the sideline to call timeout.
He's a great wrestler in high school, LaSalle College High School in Pennsylvania. He's in their school's Hall of Fame. He won 75 consecutive wrestling matches in high school. So Miami with 2 timeouts remaining, and Buffalo has 1. Third time in the red zone today for the Bills. They have touchdowns in each of their first 2 trips.
We saw that cover 0 with the quick slant to Diggs last time down here.
Moss fighting his way, and there's Brian Flores to quickly call his second timeout.
I think this is a competition between the 2 coaches as who can run down the sideline faster.
Well, they both played college football. McDermott at William and Mary, he was a safety. Brian Flores, a linebacker at Boston College.
I wonder if Brian Flores looks back on it and tells people I played that star position now.
Tell you what, James, doing the research for this game, I found it so surprising that no Bills quarterback, and I think of Jim Kelly, of course, has thrown at least 3 touchdown passes in 3 consecutive games.
And when you said that while we were having dinner last night, you looked at me like it was my fault for not catching one of those touchdown
put that
passes.
on you. Allen has a chance to do that. He has 2 touchdown passes today. And he's running here, following his blockers inside the 10. Josh Allen down at the 5-yard line. Dawkins and Morse leading the way for Allen.
And Christian Wilkins is talking to the official about, hey, they cut us low down the field, and a flag has just been dropped. Because once you get outside the pocket, you got to stay up on your blocks.
Personal foul, low block, offense number 76. 15-yard penalty. Replay second down.
That's on Feliciano. Second penalty against the Bills guard today.
And as you're thinking about this new rule, you think about it on screens and draws and things like that outside the pocket. But on your quarterback run, he's getting outside that pocket. You cannot go low to block. You've got to stay up. And he didn't necessarily need to go low right there. He could have stayed up. Josh Allen still would have gained some yardage. Now it puts the Bills in a tough situation down distance-wise.
So the ball back at the 28-yard line. Beasley goes in motion. Second and long. There's Beasley. And Beasley is spun down at the 24, and Brian Flores calls his final timeout with 4:21 to go before a big third down play coming. Beasley grabbing his back in a little bit of pain.
Obviously, if you're the Buffalo Bills, you've got to come away with a successful field goal as the minimum that you're looking at here. Obviously, a first down would be tough because you got to get inside the 2-yard line. but you don't want to lose yardage on this play if you're Josh Allen, and you'd actually like to get a little closer for your field goal kicker, but it's well within Tyler Bass's range.
Yeah, would you just run it here or throw a short passing play? They actually don't even have Diggs on the field.
Well, I'd love to keep the clock running, so that short passing play would be essential as a completion.
Are throwing. It's a short play. Moss at the 25. And Moss is gang tackled at the 22. Van Ginkel in on the charge. Miami cannot stop the clock. They're out of timeouts. It's 4th down. And it looks like Shawn McDermott is just going to
let the clock run down.
Let this clock run down, then call timeout.
Or he's going to leave 4 guys out there for the next play.
A Tyler Bass field goal would make it a 2-score game.
Do you not use your timeout here and just make him kick it 5 yards further?
You were asking me that?
Yeah, and our stat guy, Mike Notaro, could tell us right now what's the earliest in the game that everybody's used all their timeouts. I mean, we've got 3.5 minutes to play, and there are no more timeouts to be called.
So the Bills' long snapper, Reed Ferguson, comes out. His brother, Blake, is the Miami long snapper. So a big day for the Ferguson family as they go head-to-head today. And it'll be Bass for a 39-yard field goal attempt to make it a 2-score game. Good snap, kick on the way. It is good. With 3:29 to go, the Bills go up by 9. So a good snap there by Reed Ferguson. Now let's take you back. How about this? This is going way back with Reed and Blake. And before the game, they were having some fun out pregame. And the two of them do such great work to raise money and awareness for diabetes, because Blake Ferguson is a type 1 diabetic. So they have combined their efforts to raise money and awareness, and a neat day for the Ferguson family. Waddle is back deep. Neither team has a timeout remaining with 3:29 on the clock.
So for Miami, score as quickly as you can. You get in field goal range, kick that first field goal, then try an onside attempt. So you get the touchdown as your second score.
2 years ago we were here. Miami had an onside kick and Micah Hyde took it back for a touchdown. First things first for the Dolphins. A touchback. Well, coming up, State Farm post-game. Our crew back in New York has all the latest scores and highlights coming up on the State Farm post-game show. Even if the Dolphins come up short today, I think you got to tip your cap to Tua Tagovailoa and everything he's been going through with all the questions about Deshaun Watson and a possible trade. And it's really amazing. We met with Tua last night and said, "You're going to feel better on Wednesday. Trade deadline's Tuesday. You're going to feel better." And he goes, "What's Wednesday?" He didn't even know that the trade deadline was a couple of days away. Either that or he has an
exceptional poker face.
He says he doesn't have cable. He doesn't hear or see the reports. He does a good job at tuning things out. And he's able to locate Laird here. Patrick Laird nudged out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Nice job by Laird. Get all you can, get out of bounds, stop the clock. This hurry up, you're going to see it in full effect because, yes, you have one stoppage of the clock at 2 minutes. But other than that, like I said, no timeouts to be called by either head coach.
Tua over the middle. Parker dropped it. My goodness, that's his 4th drop of the season. That was in his hands.
Once again, you gave me that evil glare when he dropped the ball, but a nice route, good move at the top. And what happens when you come inside like that? You're thinking, I got a chance to run after the catch.
2nd down and 10. Tua has to get rid of it as Lotulelei was bearing down. There is a flag down in the backfield, and this is going to be a hold against Miami.
Holding. Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
Miami had a season-high 9 penalties against Buffalo back in week 2, and they have 9 more penalties today. And you think about the opportunities Miami had in the first half. Jason Sanders missed for him is what usually is an automatic field goal, 36 yards away. Then late in the first half, down by the red zone, the snap hit Gesicki. We're talking about a different game if they came away with 6 points there.
Let's remember, we're in 4-down territory here.
Tua lost the football. Ed Oliver had it. It's still loose. Robert Hunt now has it. Jerry Hughes forced the fumble. It looked like Ed Oliver had it all wrapped up, and then it squirted out on him.
He's going, I was right on top of the ball, and it just squirted out from under me. See him with his hands. I think he had possession of that ball just for a millisecond.
That's only the 2nd career fumble for Tua Tagovailoa. 3rd and long. Over the middle. Intercepted! Jordan Poyer! Poyer inside the 20! And he's dragged down there! Third interception this season for Jordan Poyer.
You know, Poyer grew up as a pretty good baseball player when he was in Oregon and playing center field right there, driving on that ball as Tua's letting it go, and then almost getting into the end zone. But nice hustle play on the other end by Devontae Parker to keep him from getting 6 points.
Poyer said that during the bye week, he went away with his wife and daughter, and they were sitting on the beach, and all he kept thinking about was how much he couldn't wait to get back to playing football.
Number 71 has reported as an eligible receiver. Number 71 is an eligible receiver.
Ryan Bates reports as an eligible receiver. Josh Allen goes to the ground on the handoff. Feliciano for the Bills is being looked at on the sideline. So Cody Ford has come in to replace John Feliciano. And we've hit the 2-minute warning on Halloween. Buffalo trying to go to 5-2 on the year.
And by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
At Highmark Stadium
I've
today.
got a proposal. Can we have Halloween twice a year?
I think it's Halloween in Western New York every home game. 2nd and 6. Hand off to Moss. Moss fights off tackles. And then he is taken down. Miami cannot stop the clock. Assuming the Bills hang on to win, it'll be 7 in a row over the Dolphins, which is the longest streak by the Bills against Miami in team history.
The big decision for Sean McDermott, because you're going to keep the ball on the ground here, is if on 4th down you kick a field goal, or you just try and run another play and give them the ball there, because the last thing you'd want would be a field goal attempt that's blocked and run back for a touchdown.
Feliciano is still out. You saw him there on the sideline. It's 3rd and 6. Play fake. Allen on the move, trying to keep it himself. Allen cuts up and in. Touchdown. And in his 50th start, that's his 28th rushing touchdown, tied for the most all-time by a quarterback along with Cam Newton.
What a weapon to have at your disposal, because not only is he a physical runner, but he's a good decision maker when he gets outside the pocket, pulling that ball down, because obviously Sweeney's there as a receiver, could have tried to dump the ball to him and spot throw it, but that ability to be physical and to run in the end zone is unmatched around the league.
And the Bills are going to go for 2. 1 for 2 this season on 2-point conversion attempts. Allen bobbled the snap, and now he just flicks it, and he was in the grasp. Christian Wilkins was all over that one, and now a little extra Wilkins and Allen.
But that's okay. This extracurricular activity doesn't bother me, because they won't see each other until next season.
And Josh Allen waving goodbye to Christian Wilkins. It was a slow start for this Buffalo offense, but they have come to life in the second half.
I think when you have beaten a team 35-0, and you've been telling your players all week long, that's not the Miami Dolphins that we're going to play. That's not the Miami Dolphins. And you're trying to convince them of that. You do a halfway decent job of doing it. And so it took the Buffalo Bills a little while to get engaged and to get some positive plays. But a good showing by the Miami Dolphins. That effort is always there. They're just a little short on getting their results right now.
To go as the Bills are about to go to 5-2 on the season. Next week they're in Jacksonville. And James, the next 48 hours should be very interesting surrounding the Miami Dolphins and the Deshaun Watson trade rumors as the ball comes off the tee.
You know, and a trade rumor that seems like it's about 2 months old.
Brian Flores continues to insist that Tua is the guy. Tua has said he believes he's the guy. And as we mentioned earlier, Flores said he'll be relieved on Wednesday when the trade deadline comes and goes. But even this morning, you watch all the pregame shows, there's still a lot of discussion about Deshaun Watson ending up in Miami. Miami 10-6 a year ago, and they're about to lose their 7th consecutive game. Josh Allen and the Bills over the last 4 possessions had 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Tua 20 of 38 for 207 yards and the interception. Gaskin makes the catch and quickly taken down by Jordan Poyer.
To me, this has always been a dangerous time of the game if you're an offensive player, because you want those players to be competitive, but you also don't want to put your receivers in situations where the defense is just coming up to explode on them.
Gaskin on the carry up the middle, and don't go anywhere because we have bonus coverage coming up. The Jets up by 3 at the 2-minute warning over the 5-2 Bengals. We'll take you there as soon as we finish here in Western New York.
Oh, the Dolphins don't have to run another play right here.
And it doesn't look like they're going to. Brian Flores now 0-6 in his career against the Buffalo Bills as the Miami head coach. And Josh Allen in Buffalo under Shawn McDermott now 5-0 after the bye week. 26-11 is the final. For James and Sherry, I'm Andrew. Let's go to the studio in New York for the State Farm postgame.
All right, Andrew, thank you so much. We take you now to the